Another, look in front. Look in front. No, look in front. That's why you put it in the last time. Now I'll put it again. Shan, I called your brother Shan number 2. Ask each other.
Good morning, everyone. Can I have silence here? Students, can I have silence? Welcome to the Young Institute Entrepreneurs Awards 2022. This is the grand finale, and then we're going to have presentations from 8 groups. First of all, let me take this opportunity to invite the groups that are going to be presenting to us. These young people have been doing research over and they have some very exciting projects as future investors in this country. So I'm going to invite the groups. When I call your group, you're going to move up here and take your seat. We have spaces for each of you. So we'll start with the first 5 groups. The first presentation is going to come from Rupa Health Center. And the presenters are Chris Jesse Rohalusa, Darren James, Jason Olego, and Brian Onyaga. The next presenters will be Tamia and your group. Can you please come forward? The smart card. That's Tamia, Liana Shaksi, Noella. Let's have that group. And the third group will be the Water and Sanitation Project. And we have among them Nikita, Joy, Andrea, and Phil. And then the next group is Tunaweza Children's Center. That's Zoe, Esther, Darrell, and me. And next we have the Uganda Cultural Site. Let's have the members coming up. Nathan, Michelle, Sonkara, and Sean. And the next group will be the Airy Organic Farm. The Airy Organic Farm. Let's have Inka, Erika, and Roberta. And then we'll have the Paladin Vaccination at Children's Hospital. Let's have that group coming up. We have Sharon, Sissy, Matthew, David, and Lorenzo. And then we'll have Midcrest Pharmacy. And we have that group. That is Olga, Sharon, Samuel, Sevi, and then Nadia. And lastly, the AKT farm. The AKT farm, let's have Kyron, Michael, and Sean. While the presenters are coming forward, we are blessed to be joined by a team of educators. We found that since we, your teachers, participated in some of those projects, it might not be very good for us to be the ones judging. So we've got a team of very technical people. I'm going to introduce them to you in a short while. To ensure that today's results will be the best, we have teams of financial analysts mainly and accountants. Since these are investment projects, we wanted to get people who are very technical in those areas so that we get the best projects to win. I know all your projects are very good, but by the end of today we will be awarding the best project. So let me take this opportunity to introduce the team that is with us today. I'll just humbly request you to wave to the children so that they know you. We have Mr. Mutebi Ronald. Mr. Mutebi is a financial consultant with IFC. I hope you know what that means. Sometime when the judges come to speak to us, they might introduce some of the things they do so that you know how much they understand the projects. Next, we have Emmanuel Young. Who happens to be my namesake, by the way. He is a financial analyst with a Sigma. That's also a consultancy group that mainly looks at investment projects. We are happy to have you here. And then we have someone very special to us. She's called Kaunda Kujiga. She's an alumni of the school, and she's also an associate with a Sigma. She's a financial analyst, and she specifically looks at the social impact of many financial projects. So we are happy to have you here. I'm sure our students are going to benefit a lot from you. And lastly, our very own Arita Namoete. She needs no introduction in this community. She's our financial manager. She's also a chartered accountant with CPA. If you know CPA in Uganda, that is the highest body of accounting. So we are blessed to have you here today as a delegate. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the first team to present. That is the Rupa Health Center. Let me invite on stage Prince Jesse, David James, Jason Oleko, and Ryan Nyang. Just some information to all the presenters. You are going to be given 6 minutes to make your presentation. So give us the highlights of your projects, and then there will be 5 minutes for the adjudicators to ask you a few questions, and then that will be it. So make sure your presentations are to the point.
Could you record this?
Students of Vienna at Vaccination. Our social center is going to be called Rupa Health Center, the center which is going to be located in the Lower District, and it's going to be presented by myself. My name is Jesse Perusa, my colleague Daniel James, my other colleague Jason Maleko, and another one. So why did we choose to put our health facility in Morocco? So the reason we picked out Morocco is because we found that it was a very rural area in Ghana. If those who don't know what the meaning of rural is, a very left behind wasteland place. People are dying in Morocco is because the people in Morocco are dying is because they don't have anyone to help them. They're shouting for help, but no one's hearing them call. And we're here to change that. That's why we're building this whole city. There are many, many problems in the world, and we're here to fix them. Our introduction. The reason for building this hospital. Our sources of income and structure. We're going to get our income from shareholders, which is ourselves. We're going to be putting in our own income. We're going to get it from contribution, community shares, like charity, people go to school. We're going to get it from the bank, from our peers and local leaders, and we're going to work in an organization and also. The services offered. We will have OPD services, immunizations, laboratory services, deliveries, farm services, and family planning, and very many more. Now we move on to our first problem, which will be high birth rates. The reason I'm bringing up high birth rates is because there's a very big problem right now. As you can see, this very old man looks like the grandfather of this child, but really it or not, that is the father of that child. Now, this man his age range is about 60 to 70 years old, right? And people are living but still at that old age. And they don't have the finances to do that, and it's becoming a very big problem. Children can die as not system. And the reason why we have looked into that is because in Carbota, such is happening, and there's no one to sustain for the baby. This old man is in very critical health, as you can see, old age. As you can see, he's a very old man, and actually just getting to be born. So that's the problem. The brilliance of this is due to poor sanitation. As you can see, this man is about to shower in this cave, right? And as you can see around him, you can see very many cows. Now, as you can see, these cows are probably drowned from the water or defecated in the water, right? And this man is about to shower in it. That is how people pick up small diseases, which can be causing death. Malnutrition causes the world. This slide will be with your friends.
As you can see, the children in this picture, they are begging for food. You can see they are malnourished, as you can see. They are so malnourished, as you can see on this. This is caused by poverty. These children's parents probably around the age of 70 do not have the money to provide for them. And their parents are suffering suffering, but there's children who suffer if you don't know. So at this hospital, at our hospital, we're going to provide the children with better care, to give them the minerals to survive. Teenage pregnancy and non-urgent parental solution. As my colleague just says, high background is not available in Paramoja. So, how hundreds of teenagers under the age of 18 given birth already, and they do not have the violence they do not have the money to provide for their children or to provide for themselves. Integrating traditional health care practices with modern healthcare. As you can see through this picture, we're giving the non-citizens of Karamoja papers explaining to them how they should take care of themselves and go to the hospital. We will do this, we will give them modern medicines that they are used with, give them medicines that are outside of the house, but also some of the modern medical properties. I'd like to pass on the mic to my colleague Ryan.
So, my name is Ryan. I'm here to talk about some of this best programs that do artificial growth. Yeah, as you can see in this photo, finance is going into some of the environmental global activists, work hand in hand, and organizations that are local. In Cambodia, poverty is a global case to explain, and the locals do not have enough money to go there to hospitals, health centers. So what they use is medicine, artificial. As you can see, this is what the doctors of Pharmaceutical or pharmacy just some labs on the maps. But this is how our health center provide medicine. We will grind them and add our modern medicines to make them more healthier and more compatible with we will change how herbal medicine is given to the public from just laying it out in the sun and not prescribing it properly to put it in the bottles and prescribe restrictions from the side. Encouraging antenatal visits to reduce infant mortality rate in the area. We are going to have every pregnant woman or every woman with a child to come to for antenatal visits to reduce infant mortality rate in the area so they can learn how to take care of their babies. We shall reward fathers who come with their wives for the antenatal visits with mosquito nets and probably anything.
Since we're running out of time, I'd like to summarize it all. So, the aim of our Sanitation is a very rural area, and we would like to help them better lives because many people in Cambodia have died due to lack of food, due to lack of medicine, because there are many people sick out there. Like, if some of you could remember, there's this pandemic, this huge outbreak. Most of you know the sickness called Ebola, right? Yeah, Ebola. It was spread out far out in Uganda, but it took about 2 years for it to get fixed because those who lived in rural areas weren't treated and they were sick. So our aim of this is to give them safe, to give them better lives, and to help them live a healthier and safer life. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Team Karamoja Hospital. Next, we're going to have, there's a group that have not arrived here. Are they here? The Smart Kampala group. Okay, we'll go to the very next one. That's let's have that group back here. Jesse and Co, please come. You're going to be asked a few questions about your project. The groups coming up, please take note. You will be given 6 minutes only to present your project. And then you'll be asked questions for 5 minutes. So, if you just come and read each slide of your project, it's most likely you're going to take a very long time. And after 6 minutes, the judge will stop awarding. So please take note of that.
Group Health. Thank you for the presentation. I would like to know how you have not told us where you will be getting your materials, the inputs that you need to get the drugs that you're going to administer. And these were local drugs or local herbs, as you put them. Because as you know that this project, for it to serve the purpose, you should be able to deliver the medicines for the longest time, for as long as the project is in existence. So what measures are there to ensure that you have supply of materials to help you make the drugs? The question is, the project you are promoting is a pharmacy. It has a pharmacy element. And in the pharmacy, you're going to supply drugs. Drugs made out of local plants and herbs. Is it understood now?
So, let me answer your question, sir. So, what we were saying about the local herbs is that we're going to put it together with our normal medicines like tablets and all those things. We're going to have a section where we can put like herbal medicines. Like, you know, when you have cough, and you can take like syrups to herbs and vegetables side. We're also going to supply those herbs and medicines with our normal day pills.
Okay. The second question is, for you to run this business, you need to have organize yourself into a management team. So in your presentation, we needed to see how you are going, who is going to do what, because management is important in promoting and sustaining a business. So we did not see how are you going to organize yourself to deliver the project.
Do you mean we choose, who is managing what we want? Okay. I honestly manage health and safety. Yes, you will manage how the plan for the hospital and make sure everything is going fine. Jason will manage. Jason would manage finance. Ryan would manage out into the field and making sure we finish and distributing the medicines.
One more question. Thank you so much for the presentation. So you said that the people in Cambodia are poor. How then will they be able to pay for the services? Because as an entrepreneur, remember you need to also make money, yes? So that it can be able to sustain itself. That is, the business is able to continuously provide these services. So how will they be able to pay? Who will be paid for these services?
Not everybody in Cambodia is poor. And sometimes we will be paying out in volunteer and go and give out them grants for free in some circumstances.
Thank you very much, young entrepreneurs. The next presenting group is the water and sanitation project. Let's have the presenters coming here. Nikita, Joy, Andrea. To the groups that have not yet presented, if you've made any changes to what you sent yesterday, please bring it to me early so that we don't waste any further time projecting.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, my name is Nikita, and I would like to introduce you to our project around water and sanitation. Pharmaceutical team, Vienna Hospital, and Mark University. Location of Katanga region. The region capital Katanga is approximately 9.6 kilometers away from Katanga. It's one of the biggest urban centers in Kampala with over 20,000 people. 50% of children below 14 years old. People living in the region are constantly falling sick with chronic fatigue and poor sanitation.
This is why we chose this case study. Katanga region was specifically chosen to one, raise awareness about the dangers of water pollution and poor sanitation. Two, to help the people know the advantages of proper sanitation. Three, to examine strategies that can be adopted to reduce poor sanitation. And four, to establish a proper water management and water supply. This case study recommends that the district, the community, water and sanitation agencies, and NGOs should all help the communities to build toilet facilities and institute better mechanisms of rubbish disposal systems through subsidies. Our objectives of this. We want to examine the strategies that can be used to reduce poor sanitation and to also reach proper waste management and water supply, to create awareness of the community about the dangers of water pollution and poor sanitation.
Human activities in the Katanga region that cause water pollution and poor sanitation. And its category we have poor disposal of rubbish. If people don't dispose of their rubbish properly, if people don't put it in bags, and if people dispose plastics badly, it can lead to water pollution and poor sanitation. We have people bathing in water channels. If people contaminate both, we don't get to drink safe water. Improper disposal of waste. Effects of water pollution and poor sanitation to the community of Katanga region. Water pollution and poor sanitation has caused diseases like typhoid because people don't drink safe water. There is poor sanitation that leads to a bad smell. The area starts smelling badly, and there is untidiness of the area. The social impacts of this case study, it creates awareness to the community about the dangers of poor sewage disposal. People get to learn the benefits of having proper sanitation and disposing of rubbish. It creates friendship with the NGOs and government at large. It creates a good relationship between the community members to fight against diseases that result to poor sanitation.
Solutions to the problems caused by poor sanitation. The first one is work with the government on projects of construction of latrines so that people can dispose of their waste properly. Setting up a charity fair, like a random pop-up charity fair, to clean up the water channels, and then we are planning to partner with Pharmaceutical company to achieve sustainable water security in the local communities. We are also going to work with NGO interventions to help fund the construction of water channels, taps, latrines to ensure safe disposal of waste. One solution is liaise with National Water and Sewage Corporation to help drain out all the sewage and construct underground pipes to transport clean water. Work with the community to construct boreholes for clean water. And then associating with companies like Pharmaceutical that I had so far to collaborate solutions to address specific needs of the positive ambition and understand the water challenges at the local level. The progress highlights of PepsiCo. In 2020, PepsiCo replenished 3.2 billion liters of water into the local watershed. It also improved operational water use efficiency by 50% in high water risk. It delivered safe water access to more than 55 million people. So the highlight is we are proud to team up with a company like PepsiCo that understands the importance of natural-based solutions in protecting and conserving the world's freshwater sources. With PepsiCo's support, the Natural Conservancy is working directly with farmers, business, and communities to implement sustainable watershed management.
Thank you, Team Sanitation. It's a very interesting case study. However, I have not heard the how you are going to implement the cause of change to the people in Katanga. Yes, you have said you're going to contact PepsiCo. I wonder why only PepsiCo and the NGOs. And how much money do you think you need? Also, what's the makeup of that team? Is it just going to be you? And do you think this once done one time, a problem shall go away? Thank you.
Well, our team will be us ourselves, plus PepsiCo, as you said. We also talked about National Water and Sewage Corporation to help drain the water channels that are being dirty and everything. And also, we'll get the money from donations, NGOs, the companies themselves will help us with the money. And this will not be a one-time thing, it will be a continuous operation. Because we do not expect it to happen in one day, it can happen over a period of a month, a year, or more. Thank you.
Thanks for your presentation. Just one question. How do you tend to make money? Because for the operation to be sustainable, right? You cannot solely rely on support from grants, and you're looking at working with private sector organizations as well as government organizations that will need some sort of incentive to continue supporting you for the lifetime of project or business. I don't know, how if you have operations that are ongoing, how do you intend to sustain them if you run out of financing, grants or support from the government organizations and private sector organizations that should be working with?
Thank you for that question. Well, I'd like to answer that we would not only get from the operations, but donations from the people of the community, because after sensitizing them about the dangers and solutions, they'll feel more encouraged to help us with money and help us to also cooperate, because it cannot only be the operations doing these jobs, also the community has to help out in cleaning stuff and everything. And we ourselves can also put in some money to help and also loans from the banks.
Thank you so much for such a nice initiative. One question for you is, as entrepreneurs, we must have a target that we want to achieve. In your presentation, you have not told us, for example, the sensitization. How many people do you want to have talked to in a certain period, say 1 month or 2 or 3 months? Secondly, if we talk about garbage, you must have a plan of, say, how many tons of garbage do you want to evacuate, or do you want to be doing away with within a certain period of time? So that did not come out well. Do you have a comment on that?
Again, thank you for the question. I think our presentation wasn't very clear enough on that. Well, I'd like to continue by saying, in a month's time, we should be able to collect about, let's say, this whole area. This is enough of garbage, trash, and everything. And also, sometimes you see lorries passing by where they say messages of this and that. But we'll also do that, passing by homes, telling them the dangers, how to solve them, and that the little effort they put in can actually make a big difference. And in about a year's time, almost everybody in the whole Katanga region shall be able to know the dangers, solutions, and how to deal with the problems there.
Thank you very much, Team Hygiene. The next project is another exciting one. We have Tunaweza Children's Center.
School, teachers, and judges. My name is Precious Kafula, and my team and I are here to present to you Tunaweza Children's Center. My colleagues are Meva Magara and Darrell Malonji. So Tunaweza is an enterprise that basically takes care of children with special needs, and we help assist the vulnerable children. So our inspiration was around last year. My cousin was born in December, but he wasn't supposed to be born in December. He was supposed to be born in January. So of course he came with complications. His lungs had not yet developed properly, so he had to stay in hospital for some time. So as he was on treatment and everything, of course at a point I gave up. Was he going to make it out of the hospital or not? So I thank God that everything is fine now and they've made so much progress. Children suffer from different disorders, things like brain cancer, autism, Parkinson's disease, and many others. So our vision is to empower these children and help nurture them and grow them and teach them the basic rules. And our mission is to help them with anything that they can't do. Maybe they can't eat, we help them, maybe they can't talk, and all of those things.
As for the services provided by the supervisor team, as an advisor, will teach the children to work with their hands, especially at a younger stage, and teach them things like alphabet or numbers and data studies. As for our management team, we have the owners, who are a girl, nanotechnology, Esther Fabra, and Lynn. And as for our board of directors, we have Mrs. Elizabeth Namboye, Mrs. Pamela Titi, Mr. Edward Rivera, and Mr. Godfrey Namboye. As for our development manager, we shall employ a qualified business administrator, and they must have a bachelor's degree in business management. And for our resource mobilizer, we shall employ a professional financial manager with experience in fundraising and a bachelor's degree in business administration. And for the rest of the supervisors, we have supervisors with special needs qualifications, and our rest of the day, two physiotherapists, two occupational therapists, two speech language pathologists, three special needs inspectors, and two child pathologists. As for allocation and infrastructure, we shall purchase land in Kira for our initial projects. Build a bungalow with dialogue on the inside and tables on the outside, trees and a basic compound. It will contain classrooms for teaching purposes and residences for special needs girls and boys from less privileged families. There will be a kitchen where we will teach them cooking skills. As for our revenue model advisor, our sources of finance include from our children's savings account, which will be 10 million, our financial support from parents, 150 million, our donations from another group, 300 million, and a bank loan, we can also 150 million. Now I'm going to hand the microphone over to Gerald.
We shall have 3 million per term each year for middle class and high income earners. This charge for working clients per session, 25,000 shillings. Average schools, minimum is 250,000 per child for 3 days. And this shall be for the lower privileged children. And for construction, that will be held from April to December 2022. So this is our budget. Land shall be 100 million. Construction for premises shall be 200 million. Landscaping shall be 105 million. Utilities 20 million for 3 months, January to March 2023. Estimated salary annually 100 million for 3 months, January to March 2023. Allowance for volunteers 50 million for 3 months, January to March 2023. Arbitration. Decided this business to help children who can't help themselves. Also help them learn that they have a disorder and that they need it. Which is why we are here to help nurture them and teach them how to guide themselves. And the good news is that we can. Our biographies.
My name is Precious Kafala, and when I grow up, I want to be a neurosurgeon.
My name is Elizabeth Rivera, and I want to be a politician when I grow up.
And my
May we have some attention, please? Do we need a break? Unfortunately, we started late, so we need to be attentive so we can have this run quickly, so we can take a break at an appropriate time. Thank you to the Children Center. Thank you, Darrell. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Ben. It's interesting how you have presented your finances. They are almost real. However, I wanted to go back to your first statement where you said now that it's a social enterprise that is driven by the desire to care for the social needs of children of less privileged families in Tanzania. Then you had a few bills there, and I was wondering how these less privileged families shall be able to access your very critical services.
Yes, the sharply prices that we need them for the lower college children, and yes, because we're going to be a high privileged children to pay actual price. And if we can't handle each of our own school, we can teach them for a lower price, but they won't get all the facilities from all the other children.
Thank you, General. But what are the parameters for you to know that this one is less privileged and this one is more privileged?
And the parents have to come and let us know.
Thank you to Naweza for such a nice presentation and project and idea. As entrepreneurs with a vision and mission, in our plan, we must project how many children we will attend to. It may be in our first month opening, second month opening, and how we are going to sensitize the public about our service, a very good service. How are they going to know that there is Naweza, and how are you, and how many, what are the plans on the number of children you are planning to attend to?
So for our start, we shall have 20 children, and we'll see how that goes. And obviously, for our business to go around, we're going to have social medias, and I'm pretty sure all of you know what it is, so I'm going to explain it.
Thank you to Naweza. You see, if all these ideas come into play, Kampala will be free of pollution. Children who are less advantaged will be able to have a home. We'll also have a hospital somewhere in Moroto, and there's so much more exciting work coming. The next project is the Smart Kampala Controlled Study. That is Tamia, Rihanna, Shati, Christian, Mwela.
My name is Vienna, and we're here today to present a project titled Smart Kampala Control Planning. That my colleagues, Christian, Dimara, Noela, Magalis, Sonia, Luisa, and Shati Kirabo. These are the things we're going to be looking at today. Project background, problem statements, beneficiaries, products and services, employees, source of funding, budget, sustainability of our project, and reference. This is a background to our project. Flash floods in Kampala are mainly due to poor drainage and poor disposal of especially plastic waste. The major places affected by flash floods in Kampala include Vaise, Chambulo, Queensway, Kalere, and Makere Valley. For those of you who don't know what flash floods are sudden local floods typically due to heavy rain. Floods in Kampala are due to natural and man-made causes. The natural causes include heavy rains, low-lying, underlying clay soil or poor water infiltration, which when we say clay soil doesn't really allow water to pass out easily because it has small particles, so water won't get out as easily. The man-made causes include poor waste management. When we say poor waste management, it means people don't really care about what they're throwing away, so plastics end up going into drainage where water is supposed to be passing, and it ends up blocking, so there's no way for water to go, and it ends up recycling. Buildings and cultivation is a drainage or weaker areas, undersized and located drainage filter or channels. Impacts of floods in Kampala: damage to property and infrastructure such as buildings and roads. Also, contamination of drinking water from streams, wells, and different pipes has occurred. Kampala is drained by channels such as Vaccination, Unity, Nalukolongo, Lamaka. The functionality of the drainage system is limited because its poor condition and lack of adequate maintenance. I'd like to give my other example.
Hello, my name is Christian, and I'd like to present problem statements. A study by Sanitation shows that poor disposal of waste is a major cause of flooding, especially in informal areas with little or poorly maintained drainage systems. Garbage which ends up in already inadequate drainage channels, causes blockages, and makes flooding. And the underlying factors of inadequate waste management, factors and limited drainage systems, and the need for better communities awareness and education. So as you see here, these are channels that are blocked by lots of rubbish and chemicals that go through away, and blocks that causes floods. Thank you. And
community that is intrinsically motivated to manage its Our objectives are to sensitize people on proper waste management, to teach the community how to reduce and recycle waste, to lobby funds, to provide free garbage collection services to the community, to work with legislators, to enact laws against human disposal of garbage, working with concerned bodies to implement laws against poor waste disposal. Our services. We want to build a network as a wise which lies about 5 kilometers by road, not of Kampala City Representation. Why is a map of major areas in Kampala affected by flood? This is a map of Wise. We intend to carry out the following activities: working with local council leaders to sensitize the community about the poor garbage disposal, making videos and recycling and use of waste that can be displayed through social media like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Identifying universal points where garbage can be dispersed for trucks to collect it. Sorting garbage into different categories. Providing classes to use on how to recycle plastics and make a living out of it. Collaborate with companies such as Coca-Cola, Reham, to take back plastic bottles for recycling, thus preventing their accumulation in the environment. Organizing days for community work, which will involve cleaning drainage channels and collection of garbage. As you can see, this is a group of people being sensitized about garbage. This is our waste collection bin. This is community work. As you can see, they are moving garbage from the passage, that's all the channel is made. I'd like to introduce my colleague, Tamia Louisa, to present these slides.
Personal savings, person this group have we have saved money so we can contribute bank loan, grant and fundraising. This is our yearly budget and we need 2 garbage trucks and the unit cost is like the cost of lease, so the total cost is 171 million. We also need fuel, flags, labs, refreshments, rent, waste incinerators, waste collection, bin, salary, miscellaneous. The total is 170,000. Sustainability of our project. We want our project to go on and on. We don't want to stop like in Aya. So we recycling of waste into goods that can be sold and exported in the ground. Biodegradable waste can be composted to make organic manure that can be sold to farmers. Kitchen waste such as fuels can be sold to farmers for their animals. Explain properly. Impact of our project on the community, reduction of crime in Kampala, reduction of waterborne diseases such as typhoid, cholera, dysentery, creating a litter-free of cleaner Kampala, saving lives and property. I actually explain how people drown when floods, and providing jobs to the community that improve their standards of living. Like the truck drivers are going to employ and encouraging innovation among my use of different ways of recycling waste. The only fear of the litter is you.
Thank you so much.
You say that one of the sources of financing is loans from a commercial bank, right? Just tell us how you intend to pay back that loan.
After we have earned loaned a lot of money to run our project, we shall start it up, and then after the money we get back from it, we shall pay back the loans.
My question is, so the money you get back is through the recycled material that you'll be selling, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the Smart Kampala project. I would like to know a little bit more about, you've given us your budget going up to 400 million, buying trucks and all this. As entrepreneurs, we need to have some kind of a plan. What are we going to buy first? What are we going to buy next? And what, can I finish? So that plan has got to come out, so that, are we going to buy all the things at once? Or, that's one. Two, we need also to see your organization. How are you organized to do this work? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. I think we should start the things that we need with church team, like waste collection things. Then we also need rent. Then we need gloves. Then we need the garbage trucks. Then we need the dryers. So then I need to go according to my plan.
Just one last question. Thank you for that. How many people will your project or organization actually employ? Directly or indirectly?
We want to have like 12 people each, and then the rest will be volunteers. Yeah, because if we're like having government trucks, obviously we're giving employment to the truck drivers and yeah.
Thank you for the presentation. I just want to know how this project is going to be sustained, because you're going to rely on grants, and it's not every day that grants exist for such projects. So how are you going to be able to ensure that it's continuous? Because I'd like to think that problem is still going to exist. Yes?
We're thinking that we use our own personal savings and also through recycling, we also sell the recycled
but when it comes to the recycled products, actually, when it comes to them, wouldn't you have to set up actual factories to manufacture these products? So that means that your budget of 450 million actually would increase for you to be able to make money. So is that an option really?
Most of the recycled will be homemade, and we also collect plastics and give them to other companies that are going to recycle them and use them again, so we get them.
Okay, I think it's critical for you to figure out how much money we make from the recycled business, so that you know whether it's able to actually sustain, to pay the different costs that you have, because you have staff costs, for example, that are continuous, you have rent that is continuous. So you need to know how you'll be able to keep paying those different costs.
Thank you, Kampala Smart Project. The next one is another exciting one, the Uganda Cultural Center. Let's Jonathan, Michelle, Alorica, and Sean.
Hello and good morning. We welcome you to the Vienna Young Entrepreneurs Award 2022. Our project stakeholders are Savannah Nathan, Michelle Nchuti, Alarius Ronaka, and Sean Muraji. We were supervised by Mr. George Odeke, for Bish and Sociology, and Mr. Didas for French. Do you think that historical item heritage with your community are being cared for adequately? Secondly, at the present, do you feel that you have amount of access you want to your historical item heritage? If no, why is that? Would you support the development of a museum in your community? Yes. The answer is our project, Uganda Cultural Site, also known as UGCS. We will be located at Entebbe Municipality.
Our executive summary. I'm going to start with the definition of historical oversight, location, assets in the heritage or culture site, fun facts, advertising, budget, and the social impact. The definition of a heritage site. A heritage site is a cultural landmark that has been recognized by the United Nations Education, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. I bet you've all heard of this organization. Introduction. Why must we save disappearing cultural assets or artifacts in dying tongues? Many of our languages are on the brink of extinction. We may lose more than just words if we allow them to die. It's even worse if our minority ethnic groups such as the Batwa, the Padola, and the Ik people use their language. Children are no longer learning these languages either. Like right now, in such schools, the local schools, we are now trying to move forward with other languages. There are some main languages that are being taught and we're going to look at it. Most linguists estimate that over the past century alone, 400 languages have gone extinct and 50% of the world's remaining 6,500 languages will be gone by the end of this century. Can language diversity be prevented, or are we on the path of becoming a monolingual species? This is a continuation. Many parents encourage their children to speak English, Mandarin, Swahili, French, and German because it's the key to accessing jobs, education, and other opportunities. For example, if you're very fluent in English and you want a job, you may sign up as an English teacher, and then you may earn income through spreading the word of English to all other generations. What happens to our communities, cultures, languages, and heritage? This is what we are going to answer today. Our objectives: to protect collections at risk, make collections more available to the community, enhance the learning experience and involvement of young people to conserve the movable and non-movable cultural parts of Uganda's history. Cultural assets that we are going to preserve in our heritage site, the tangible assets and the non-tangible assets. Tangible assets, these are assets that can be touched and seen, for example, a drum, backcloths made from the tuba tree of Uganda, the calabash of the Ankole culture from the Homo plant, a well in Choli, water in Adre, in Teso that is used in beer party ceremonies such as marriage, funeral rites, initiation of twins. Things like sari for Indians in Uganda too will be preserved. Local granaries used for food storage, grinding stones, funerals, and more. Cultural artifacts. These are artifacts that show our culture, that represents us as what we are right now and what we were in the past. Non-tangible assets. This is also what we call intangible capital. These are assets that cannot be seen, but are very important to the development of the culture. For example, languages. We shall teach and preserve oral history, preserve and showcase dictionaries of local dialects, and record podcasts or spoken accounts of languages for online audiences. Now these are examples, these are pictures showing what we are going to preserve. In our first picture, we have granaries, which are slowly being destroyed by man, because right now we have, not to die, do you have a store in your home? And if you have a store in your home, there will be no use for the granaries. And in those times, we never had any stores in the huts that we had. Okay, let's start with this is the local food. We used to use pots and stoves to cook our food, but right now we have electric gas cookers and other cookers. Right now we have buffet tables, like the ones that we used to get served for lunch, back then we had pots. We never had any buffet tables with so much food. Right now, as we have cutlery and crockery for ceremonies, by then we used to use the calabash. Right now we have digital items that we use to play music. Like right now, if you want to amplify, we have the speakers. You can play music whatever you want, but then we would have no digital music platforms. So we had to use our own local instruments. Jesus name.
These are the Batwa people. They are still using their culture because man keeps on destroying it. And as you can see here, they look very happy. So this is one reason why we should try and preserve our culture so that we can stay happy like they look in these pictures. Fun facts. Uganda was the first to develop museums and monuments or cultural heritage sites in East Africa. But currently, Uganda has the lowest number of museums and heritage sites developed compared to Kenya and Tanzania. Kenya has 8 regional museums and Tanzania has 10 regional museums. 8 cultural heritage sites listed on the World Heritage List, whereas Uganda has only 1 developed national museum and 2 regional museums, which are not even developed to international standards. The only cultural site listed on the UNESCO World Heritage List, the Kasubi Warrior Tombs, is also in danger because of the fire that gutted it down in March 2010. Even though some of the 6 rock art heritage sites have started receiving visitors, none of them have facilities such as toilets, interpretation centers, and canteens. Our heritage site will be listed by UNESCO, gazetted, and open to the public. There is no single fully developed historical site for tourists at the moment. Funding, our source of funding. UNESCO World Heritage Center, through donations. We may ask for donations from the church and from other platforms that are willing to roll funding from government. The Ministry of Tourism, because this platform can increase tourism income in Uganda, which will be good for the development of our country. Regular admission charges at the gates, e.g. tickets, like when you go for movies, you can buy tickets such as in the cinema, and that will be the same thing at our heritage sites. Local funding, fundraising drives, and loans from the banks when the project stabilizes. We expect at least 2 million people to visit our heritage cultural sites every year. Advertising. Print media such as newspaper inserts and paid adverts, magazines, posters, billboards and flyers, websites, radios and televisions, social media such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and Twitter, word of mouth, schools, education groups, researchers and historians and culturists. Consideration. Our alternatives to consider: partnership with other local organizations such as museums, halls, libraries, churches or businesses, trade shows, conferences, temporary treasure hunters, exhibitions, and projects, e.g. restoration project, publication of a book, a touring exhibition in libraries and schools, working with the local council to lead space, a mix of services, e.g. the combination of visits, workshops, resource packs, collection, boxes for loan, and a virtual museum via our website. Our budget. Our salaries for 25 full-time staff will be 20 million Ugandan shillings. Allowances for 25 volunteers, 4 million Ugandan shillings. Building and cleaning of the museum, 180 million Ugandan shillings. Budgets, 28 million Ugandan shillings. And transportation of artifacts will take 10 million Ugandan shillings. On average, it will be 242 million Ugandan shillings. The budget will also cater for space required for storage and administration, interpreting and displaying the collection, educational activities and visitors facilities such as toilets. Salary. In our salary, the rates pay everyone equally according to what they are supposed to do. We will pay our tour guides 1 million shillings for the work they will do by guiding our tourists. We will pay the cleaners 900,000 Ugandan shillings per month for the daily cleaning and maintenance. We will pay our accountants 1 million Ugandan shillings for the money they collect from tourists, and we will pay the technicians 700,000 Ugandan shillings per month because we will help us with the historical villages that we will present. Social and economic impact on the citizens. Cultural sites help conserve and promote natural and cultural heritage in the country. Tourism growth is in the face of globalization. Cultural sites can inspire and unite people. Like when you go to the museum, you meet someone who is in the same tribe as you and you can connect through that and have a bond with them. Cultural sites provide jobs to people in the society, for example, tour guides, librarians, and support staff. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that presentation. It's a great idea. What I'd like to know is how are you going to finance the project, the 222 million?
We are going to ask, we may get some funds through the church. We know when the church needs financially, now we are going to help. Please contribute some money for this platform. We want you to know it will also increase the development of our country. We will also get money from all nations. We have fundraisers. We make our online website which can help us to fundraise. That's it.
Thank you, Team Uganda Cultural Side. I find that to be rather a unique idea. However, I think this is just a comment. You presented your budget, but it was missing a period. Usually, the budget is supposed to serve a specific period of time. So when you're paying salaries, for example, the 25 people that you have stated, is it over 1 year, 7 years, 2 months? So it was missing that period. So when you're making projections financially, it will be incomplete.
Thank you for protecting our heritage and culture. Now, what I did not hear, because the business you're going to be dealing in is display of cultural items from different areas. You called it tangible and intangible. How are you going to get these items or these people who are going to be promoting culture? And lastly, you will answer us. You did not tell us how you're going to charge for the business. If a school like Vienna College is visiting our museum, how are you going to charge? Are you charging per student? Are you charging in a group? Thank you.
Okay. Now, how we're going to pay according to the same tangible. Now, for the non-tangible, all we have to do is hire some people who are very good at the language, who can help teach the children who want to know. Those people can also help with the online audiences, that like our the gadgets will also be used by a technician team, which will be given to the people, which will guide and teach the language online. And as for, what is the second question?
Your charges.
The charges. Now for the child, we're not going to charge according to their group, we're not going to charge according to what they're going to do. We're going to charge according to the time we spend. Because everything has been budgeted. If they say they want to spend an hour there, we charge them 25,000 for an hour. If they are 2 hours, we are charging 1,000. So that's what we're going to do.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I just wanted to make one comment. I think it's a really good idea, and it's one that I've explored personally in the past as well. Just one question, why did you pick Entebbe for the location?
Now we picked Entebbe because Entebbe is near Entebbe Airport. Now we want a place near the airport because sometimes tourists want to fly in and to want to see our museum. So we want our museum to be far away so they cannot reach there on time. We want our museum to be open 24/7. So we want them to come in when they are not finding any struggle finding us. Because once we are, our doors will be open wide for them to enter and look at our artifacts. So we are planning to put it near our airport so that tourists can go, get a confirmation, then they can come and see our
And just wondering about, because one of the most important things is sourcing whatever it is that you're going to actually be displaying at the museum. And I wanted to just ask, if you had a plan for sourcing those displays, as well as who you're planning to partner with for marketing or for actually managing the displays that you have?
Now, for marketing and managing, we may reach ourselves. Like, for example, I may be there to manage how people are understanding, how people are picking the concept of how, like, for example, children come to see how Uganda got its independence through a video. So I'll see, I see that if that video is moving smoothly, if there's no interruptions, if the children are picking the concept of and as for artifacts, we may get an agent who can sponsor us to get the artifacts. We may look for where the artifacts are found, and then we may also use the money that we may get from the tourists, or if our plans work out well, and we get a loan from the bank, we may give him the money so he can buy the artifacts from wherever they find in the world.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Uganda Cultural Science, for those exciting ideas. Next up is the Henry Organic Farm. Let me invite Inka, Enrica, and Roberta.
Good morning, judges. Good morning, junior school. And good morning, Mr. Pachico. My name is Inka Farabella. I'm in year 7, and I'm going to present to you an organic farm or big fruits and vegetables. Owners of an organic farm, Inka, Enrica, and Roberta. Our location going to be in Gayaza, Wakiso district, Uganda. The size of the land is 4 acres. Our reason is good movement of local markets and the airport, market terms of local markets and supermarkets, that also good private conditions, cheap labor. We choose Uganda because we would like to develop the people itself. It has fertile soils, beautiful climate, and enough water. Its high population of homeless animals. Our aims and objectives. Why should we start the farm? Everyone would like to stop our farm. We like to stop climate change. Producing more food that is affordable, that does not contain pesticide residues, to protect the environment, to earn a living, to improve on the income of the local community, respect the environment and preserve natural resources, maintenance and development of biodiversity, to promote water conservation and water management. Note, a organic farm was built in time space because it can give good livelihood all involved. What is an organic farm? What is organic farming? Organic farming is an agricultural system that uses fertilizers and organic origins such as compost, manure, and etc. It originated early in the 20th century in reaction to rapidly changing farming practices. What is the difference between organic and non-organic food? The main difference between organic and inorganic food is that organic food is made with the use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and other artificial treatments. Organic can be grown are regulated by government with strict requirements, testing, and inspections required. What will be grown on the farm? Tomatoes, carrots, onions, spinach, nectarines, etc. Mostly fruits, vegetables, cereals, since they highly contain nutrients and minerals. Money start of the project. Us as a shareholder shall make a contribution of our income, which means our children's savings. Each person contributes 4 million Uganda shillings. The other ways are bank loans and donations to parents.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, judges, administration board, HM. My name is Emeka Monica. I'm going to present the prices of organic products versus non-organic products. Organic becomes between 10% to 20% more expensive than the same item in the organic. The cost difference depends on the type of food, depends on where you buy it, as the buying power of a large chain can bring the cost down. This means, so basically, organic food is more expensive because it contains more nutrients than non-organic food, because there are people who really need these nutrients in the organic food, that's why they're still sold at higher prices. Like, we have an example here of how non-organic bananas are still 79% and organic ones are still at 89%. Impact on the community. It will hire members of the community to get a good salary of 3 million Ugandan shillings. We will be giving the community affordable prices for the people with the best quality of food. For consumption, our farm can bring many people all year round and they recognize themselves from other small businesses and food themselves. Environmental beauty, our farm will grow. How will the owners benefit? We shall benefit by earning income from the sales both locally and internationally. We intend to sell our produce at the market price locally and internationally. Since our farm is going to expand to different countries, that means we shall get our income in different currencies that have the currency that more than money. If tourists would like to take a tour of the farm or some business partners, they will pay money to have a tour. From the different farms in each district, we shall be collecting money from them and the shops and supermarkets. How will the country benefit? We shall produce food for the population. Shall have foreign exchange, which means foreign currencies will be coming in. And as I said, the foreign currencies make the money more. The fund can give as a training center for the university students, like how certain businesses can provide services. Because let's say a school decides to come to the farm for an educational purpose, we can charge the school a certain amount of money to come and view our farm, and we get income from that. Our budget. Our land cost is 40 million Ugandan shilling for the 4 acres of land we're going to use. Our farming equipment is
10 million Ugandan shilling. Construction is also 10 million Ugandan shilling. Labor is 5 million Ugandan shilling. Consultation 2 million Ugandan shilling. Seedling 1 million Ugandan shilling. And our total is 58 million Ugandan shilling. How to start an organic farm? It is important to note that a transition period is required for the conversion of a conventional farm into a certified organic farm. This period depends on the type of production, but it usually takes up to 3 years. I would like to hand over to my fellow colleague, Roberta Akida, to take you through the practices of an organic farm. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Roberta. What are the practices of an organic farm? Where is the synthetic chemicals, fertilizers, pesticides, and their natural organic. Where is the
Genetically modified organisms, in brackets GMOs, recycle all organic waste for protection to improve soil regeneration, pest control, biological agents or plant extracts, for example, shields and ash, extensive breeding with organic food and give priority to alternative medicines and prevention. Continuation of practices of an organic farm. Ensure animal welfare, in brackets, field surfaces must be habitable. There must be outdoor closes and grazing. Prohibition of breeding above the ground. Respect for the environment and preservation of natural resources. Maintenance and development of biodiversity, in brackets, cultivation and breeding of various species. Maintaining of planting cages.
storage and transportation of our produce? For storage, we will use barns, silos, and refrigerators. Transportation, we will use farm trucks and specialized refrigeration trucks for some of the produce. Value addition. The following are some of the ways we will be adding value to our produce. Sun drying, mushrooms, grapes, pumpkin seeds, and legumes. Making wine from grapes, roasting, eating maize, mushrooms, and walnuts, and selling them as snacks. Food packaging. In conclusion, our organic farming ensures soil enrichment and conditioning, soil stabilization, waste decomposition, pest predation, and protects pollination. Organic farming promotes pollination free and sustainable agriculture system. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.
Thank you, very organic farm. I like the idea of the organic food is one of the things that I believe generates significant revenue. I'd like to know, actually, I like that you're exporting this strategy. I'd like to know how you manage quality of the produce. Because that's a critical element, and if you don't produce the amount of quality to produce, then you won't be able to sell it to the export market. So you'll be able to make that much money that you will be getting compared to the local market. So I wanted to know how you manage quality.
So for the poor quality of produce, we should use it as manure. As you said, we are going to use natural sources of fertilizers. So that's what quality of produce can be used as fertilizers.
The quality of what you produce, how will you ensure that it is standard? Because also when you're exporting, there are certain standards, there are minimum standards that you need to adhere to. Yes? So how will you ensure that the quality of your produce is actually up to standard?
To answer your question, we can purchase refrigerators, so already we shall have granaries as well to help us keep it longer. And if, as Eva said, if the premise may go bad, we can use it as manure or organic fertilizers for our products.
Sorry, just one more thing. You mentioned refrigeration, silos, but you didn't see those costs in the budget. So I think there's some costs missing in the budget.
In the budget, we brought equipment, farming equipment, and the farming equipment is enough to 10 million. So all countries, the silos, the vans, it includes farming equipment.
Then that's misstatement. You have stated a very low amount. So what one needs to do when they create the budget, they need to do some research, see how much you think that will cost. Because silos are even 100,000 is quite long to get a silo. That's in dollars. So that's about 350 million internationally. Yeah, looking at refrigeration, that's expensive because maybe you have to have refrigeration in the form of the trucks that will be used in transport. Those are very expensive equipment. Yeah, machinery. So you need to check online and see and gauge the estimated costs so that you don't understand.
Thank you, very opening maybe I didn't hear it, but I think it was the personnel. This is a unique enterprise and even hope to export it. If it were just you serving a local market, most of us may not be interested in how was this grown. And I would like to think it's a critical area for the persons that would be buying from you in the international market. So I'd like to know what kind of staffing you want to have to enable your farm to make the money.
First, do you need a number of staff members?
Maybe. Qualifications of the people that are in the farm, identification that you have street labor, you have farmers there, who is guiding the farmers, who is selecting what products, what produce you're putting in your farms. That's the question.
So for the cleaners and the cooks, you can just hire a person from the community, because even though they don't have a qualification, they can learn. But for the higher people who are farmers, they will need like maybe a master's degree in agriculture.
Thank you.
Thank you, Inka and Roberta, for the idea of organic fruits and vegetables. What I've not seen is how the world is going to know about this beautiful product or products that you deal in. You say you'll be collecting from shops at country, you'll be sending to the local and foreign market, but how are we going to make our nice products known?
We can use social media and also like flyers for them to understand it. And also understand what our service is about and the kind of things that we have. We use flyers and social media because the biggest thing social media. And also I would say the fund will be used for education services. So for the university students, if they come to the farm and they get to know what they're doing and they finish learning from there, of course they have to spread word about it. And that's actually another way of other people getting to know about the farm.
Thank you, everyone. We've been sitting for a while. We're going to have a small interlude. I'm going to call one of the dear students to come and give us a short activity. It's going to be very short, and then we'll continue. We have 3 more presentations before we
What's your life on Zoom? Say hi. Live on 5 people watching. Lol. Lol. Only 5 people online. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Lean forward, turn to the side, turn to your left, tilt your head back like this, forward, turn to the side, left, right, breathe in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out.
Thank you for that means. Thank you for that. The next group is Vaccination and Children's Hospital. Let's have them in. Sharon Cecil Matthew, Davis, and Alexa. Ms. Amanda Douglas, please, we need you here. Darius Namani.
Good morning, speakers, dear judges, student body, online audience, service providers. We welcome you and recognize your presence here and we value it. Thank you for coming and you're most welcome to the Young Entrepreneurs Awards 2020. My name is Matobu Devi. I am Navdi Gizala.
I am Naruto Kawakami. I am assistant secretary from Sharon Mazila.
Our project is a children's hospital. Our project is a children's hospital that will deal mainly with children and vaccination as well. So besides vaccination, we're also going to be having focus on the disabled children, children with very low immunity, etc.
Location. We choose to relocate our hospital in Kawabek. This is because there's a large need for vaccination here at the border points of our country, especially where we have high rates of refugee migration and settlement into the country. Just like that, as the Uganda South Sudan border where there is already a refugee center with over 40,000 refugees, whenever they migrate in, there's a risk of introducing new diseases. Just like Uganda was declared polio-free in 2010, but later on, the rates of spread going up. One of the reasons for our hospital being in Kivu, migration into countries is very serious because along with population increase, the government has to take responsibility for them. Along with care centers for those refugees, we also need preventive health measures to make the country safer for its citizens. According to the way our project is run, we have realized that by ourselves we cannot collect enough funds to support the hospital. That is why we are going to be partially funded. So since it's also going to be a vaccination hospital, we need to know what vaccination is. So vaccination is a treatment with a vaccine to produce immunity against diseases. Why do we need to vaccinate our children? I mean, why do you guys need to vaccinate your children? Like, you guys, teachers and administrators, you guys might be having children, and this is why you should vaccinate your children. Vaccines will help your children against diseases like polio, diphtheria, whooping cough, and tuberculosis. That these diseases can cause serious harm, not even serious harm. They can cause death, especially to these people with young developing immune systems like the infants. That's why we use the phrase, catch them when they're young.
chose the Children's Hospital considering vaccination and refugees because number one, having diseases enter from the border points is what starts epidemics in our country. Just like how Uganda was declared polio-free in 2010, but then again, the rates of polio started growing, and at the same time, rates of refugees coming in started growing as well. We chose Palabek because number one, there's already a refugee center for mostly the South Sudanese refugees to come in, and they usually come in with their children. They are composed of men, women, and children who need to be vaccinated against these diseases so we can prevent the spread and other epidemics. The main concept of our project, its aims, goals, and impact are some of the following. Number one, we hope to aid the government in its effort to reach out in vaccination. We acknowledge whatever the government has done and we thank it for all its wonderful work. We want to further support it and then also help introduce the new immunization plan that it has. In 2017, there was a proposal to introduce more vaccines for more common spread diseases like the flu. We also want to decrease on the spread of diseases from other countries. And then by doing this at a border point, we'll also have a diplomatic relationship with the country if you're providing services. So in a way, the country that we're helping, i.e. South Sudan, will owe us a political favor in some way. So we also aim to keep records of our hospital services. We have a payment policy since it's in a rural area and not everyone will be able to afford the full cost of the services. We want to provide more education. Besides being a hospital, we're also going to organize social events. We're going to organize events like conferences to teach the people life skills. We're going to teach them these medical skills by providing medical kits and then also having them taught at the hospital, so we can reduce the expenses of healthcare by the people being able to do it themselves. The problems that we're going to solve are low awareness of immunization and its importance, high costs of healthcare, high risk of diseases spreading, and we're also going to have more specialists brought into the country. How? For our sources of income. We have the government of Uganda, the Ministry of Health of Uganda, UNICEF, UNEP, UNHCR, National Medical Staff, National Drug Authority, stakeholders, organizations and associations, online community, organization, individual, country, company, and any other form of donations and non-signatory. By promoting a good relationship with the community, through social events that we're going to have, through engaging ourselves more, by organizing, for example, sports competitions in the local area. We can organize almost specials to come and sensitize to the community as well. Through our engagement, we're going to form this bond with the community that will help us get support. And then along with social media, we'll have a wider reach, a wider communication such that whenever we want to do something, along with the backing of our sponsors, our sources of income, the organizations that we are partnered with, we can also extend their services and help achieve their aims and goals while doing ours at the same time. So it's a project that's having multiple ways of helping different classes of people. So sensitization, we're using the 7 P's of marketing. That is product or service, place, price, promotion, process, legal and physical evidence. Our service is a hospital, and besides the hospital, we're also offering life skill training. We're also offering medical skill training, etc. This is Palabek. Prices, we have a payment policy and this will all be shown in our budget. Promotion, advertising, and people from our sponsors, along with community engagement. Process, this is going to be through whatever we're going to have done. People, the community, and physical evidence, the statistics, and the signatures from a petition that will be in support. Availability of market dialogue for leaders, social campaigns, advertisement through social media and billboards, and from our global partners. Lastly, one of the main goals of our project is not just help people health-wise, but also build them. That's why we're having all these other things like sports events and then life skill seminars, etc. Because it's more helpful for you to provide opportunities than for you to provide the wealth. Redistribution of wealth is more important redistribution of wealth is less important than distribution of opportunity. Because it is the opportunity that makes the wealth. So if we're able to teach the people to do this themselves, then we're going to promote development in the area, and then also help extend paraprofessional medical services in the rural areas such that the area can grow, and then we'll have more trained medical specialists who also be involved in our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Beck. I'd like to catchphrase at the beginning, we do it for the children. What I could not really take from you, you told us the different sources of finance, government and all those agencies. You didn't tell us how much. You didn't tell us how much. And also, the other important aspect to me is how the hospital, the facility, is going to be governed or managed. Thank you.
For the aspect of the budget, due to technical difficulties, some of us have from our presentation. And for the management structure, well, number one, we'll first require consultation and guidance from our superiors, i.e. organizations that we're working with, since we're also extending their services to our people. And then for the 5 of us who are here, I will help with the project management. Matthew will do the architecture. Sisi and Sharon will do the designs of the hospital. Matthew and Lorenzo will also do the statistics. And then the 5 of us will also do the community outreach programs and organizing all these events that will take place outside of the hospital building.
Thank you for the presentation. You mentioned your team and the ones that will be doing management. Do you have the relevant experience to be able to do this? Don't you think you need to hire staff that are well equipped when it comes to the skill set that you needed to run a hospital? Wouldn't you need specialists different human capital idea. Yeah, it's a good team, well equipped to have the relevant experience to actually run and set up on this field.
Well, no, and we do have a way to get into this through the organizations that are under us. Since we are achieving a global mission, we'll be able to be supplied with both people who work in the hospital, then number two also have volunteer workers. And since we are teaching these things in the community, they also be in a position to start and apply these things for themselves. So while we're providing healthcare at the cheapest cost in a way. And then also for the employees, yes, for the employees to support staff can get, but for the professionals, that would also come from holding out, I should say, we're looking for employees. Because our project, our hospital is going to be part of a national communication platform for hospitals in Uganda and organizations alike. While these advertisements will run, so we can always run one of these, being funded by our sponsors, and then the organizations that are aiding us. Then through those processes, we'll be able to get them to understand.
Thank you for the vaccination of children's hospital. The next team coming is Medicrest Pharmacy. Medicrest Pharmacy. Let's have Olga, Sharon, Samuel, Semi, and Daniel.
My name is Janice Godez. I'm a teacher. Our group is called Medicrest Pharmacy. Young Entrepreneur Award 2022 presented to you. Olga Tandiwe, Sharon Ahura, Makala Samuel, Semiya Kubu, Daniel Wilson. Location. Our pharmacy will be located in Kira because people who live in Kira are middle class people and they'll be able to buy our medicine. We choose Quality Shopping Mall Kira municipality based on the following criteria: accessibility and shopping patterns. It is easy for vehicles to enter and park other commercial establishments or in the vicinity past a busy location.
Audience, let's have order. We'll get to the two questions.
Neighborhood development. The latest demographic shows that the neighborhood is fast growing and can sustain and support our business. To be the leading suppliers or distributors of generic drugs in Kira municipality. Generic drugs, that's our mission. Generic drugs are cheaper than brand name drugs and provide the same effectiveness and safety as its brand name counterparts. More and more patients are seeking primary health care as the population continues to increase. People need to be able to buy prescription medicines from reliable outlets affordably.
I would thank my colleague Olga for taking us to the first slides. This illustration you see in front of you is the prescription drug cost comparison from brand name drugs to generic drugs. And generic drugs are made by manufacturers after the original developer has sold the rights. And they are usually much cheaper than brand new drugs. However, brand new drugs are made by original developers who have to recover the cost of research and development. Hence why they are more expensive than generic drugs. The medical pharmacy seeks to be the leading distributor of generic drugs in Kira municipality and beyond at the lowest prices on the market. Our supply chain will involve getting drugs directly from production enterprises and sell them at the lowest prices. We recognize that patients are more likely to buy drugs within the recommendation of a doctor. So, we intend to target physicians and clinicians as much as possible in our marketing. Okay.
Hello, my name is Professor. This is about the management of medical pharmacy. Director. The director will oversee the day-to-day running of medical pharmacy. The pharmacist. The pharmacist will ensure that medical pharmacy buys doing generic drugs, dispensing chemist. The dispensing chemist will ensure that our customers will buy good generic drugs from medical pharmacy. Our salesperson. The salesperson will help raise awareness of medical pharmacy and services. Accounts. The account will balance the financial ministry of medical pharmacy. But this is the financing needed to open up medical pharmacy. We require 120 million to start, of which 50% of the needed funds will come from the sharing members, including saving equipment, sharing equipment, programs and the new receiver the other 50% is dedicated to companies. The investment period of approximately 5 years is sufficient to pay the amount.
Marketing or distribution plan. We seek to make customers choose the medical pharmacy as their exclusive source of medications. To facilitate this, drugs will be purchased directly from the production enterprises such as Cipla in India and Pharmaceutical from Hungary and sell at reduced prices. This will ensure a large and loyal customer base. The marketing strategy will be based on direct-to-consumer advertising using radio advertisements, local tabloids, and social media so as to stimulate sales. We shall hire experienced sales executives whose marketing goal will be to increase awareness of the medical pharmacy among the affluent communities of Kira municipality and beyond. We will develop a robust strategy of reaching out to doctors, nurses, and other clinicians to market our drugs. These are the ones who recommend prescription to patients. Hosting events such as free blood sugar test week that will raise awareness about medical pharmacy will be alternative methods.
This is our promotion, our projection. We shall have growth of all motivation, totally to real and establishment our total annual 360 expenditure will be 121 million per year. Net profit will be 240 million per year.
Social impact. Medical pharmacy would like to have a big social impact on the people of Kenya. It's a well-known fact that people visit pharmacies more often than the visiting person. So one medical pharmacy will promote and advocate health by promoting positive practices. For example, less smoking, less drinking, and proper nutrition.
Medical pharmacy will provide quality medicine at an affordable prices and improving the overall health of the community.
Investment plan. We look to spread our branches by opening outlets to other affluent areas within Kampala metropolitan to get a large pool of customers. We shall create employment for a sizable number of. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for meeting Chris. Come on, please. As young entrepreneurs, you have mentioned about the social impact. I'm wondering how, you know, say you're going to promote, provide, but how do you put it? How will you influence the people to come to pharmacy? What is that uniqueness in the medical pharmacy?
Thank you. Very impressed. Pharmacy. At the beginning of your presentation, you, I think in your mission, vision, you talked about Shira, in Shira. I would like to know why Shira. And then towards the end of the presentation, then you said in your expansion plan, you're going to go around the country, around Kampala, so to say. And the question is, why Shira?
We would like to go to Toronto because we like to set up our pharmacy and quality supermarkets because the big municipalities because also for quality and sales also, then you continue to sales values in the country.
Okay. If that's the issue, then when we're introducing our big plan, we paint the bigger picture of going around Kampala or the country, then we set Shira as our starting point. Is that okay? Thank you.
Thanks for the presentation. You mentioned that your total investment costs to begin was 120 million, what is it? 120, right? Yeah, so what are major cost drivers for that 120 million? What are the key things that you're going to spend the most money on? And then later on in the presentation, you said that you have an expenditure of again 121 million every year. So my question is, for example, the construction, is that something that's going to keep happening every single year? Because that's the same amount you're planning on spending every year. I thought construction would happen within the past period, as you said that.
No, we won't construct it now. Thank you for pointing that out. That was a mistake.
Thanks.
Thank you, Many Press. Students, I know you've been seated for long. the executive farm to come up. The executive farm.
Good morning, school. Good morning, educators. Good morning, junior school. And most of all, good morning, girls, seniors, behind the LTV. You're most welcome to our presentation. Our project is about dairy production. And the project name is the AKT Dairy. Those are the issues of the founding members. I want to take you through the project program. This is like a summary of what we're going to talk about in the entire project. The project program, the project name, as I mentioned before, is AKT Dairy. The location will be our family land in Garuda. Garuda is an area in Nigeria where there is a large piece of land where we could do our project work. Our objective is to capitalize on the demand for dairy products all around. Because everywhere I look, there are dairy products. I think every one of us has taken a dairy product at least this week. And I'd like to capitalize on that demand because everywhere I go, there is demand. In Kampala, there is demand for dairy. The funding. Plan to acquire an agricultural loan from the government to cover our expenses and the agricultural credit facility from the Bank of Uganda. Why we chose this project. As I said, as I mentioned before, everywhere you look there is dairy. From the country, our small country to every to supermarket and every supermarket and just shops around it. And we thought it would be a profitable venture because, as I mentioned before, there is a large demand for dairy products in our city. Management, these are just a few of the social benefits. One is to increase milk production and consumption in Uganda. It can be used as a training ground. Schools like maybe Vienna could come to our farm and learn about how to work on these projects hands-on. This will help promote agriculture by encouraging young children to go to agriculture. And this will also lead to wealth creation. Funding. This is somewhat a small-scale project. We still need funding to cover expenses. We have sent by West a fair portion of our personal savings into the project. I think all of us here have at least some savings, and we'd like to put some of ours as a token of faith to our project. We shall start by investing a fair portion of our personal savings, as we mentioned. We shall call upon our families for support. Because our families will support us in such a venture because it will help bring in income and it will be a teaching moment. Luckily for us here in Uganda, the government gives us loans for agricultural projects. So it should be much easier for us to acquire loans since we are doing an agricultural project. We can also look at the Bank of Uganda for a loan from the agricultural credit facility. This usually gives agricultural-based projects with loans with no interest rates. The financial benefits. These are few statistics. 20 liters of milk is produced by one Persian cow every day, and we plan to have 5 cows. That's 140 liters of milk every day. Meaning that is 168,000 every day. Imagine at home, you receive 168,000 every day. Well, because you started a project. And in a week, that is 1.2 million, and in a month, that is 4.8 million. That's money. I'd like to give my colleague Greg to take us through the health benefits of taking milk. My name is Sharon, and I'll be taking you through the health benefits
taking milk. There are many benefits of taking milk, such as milk contains protein, which is growth of children. Milk helps us keep a high bone density. This means that when we take milk, the proteins help us to grow more, help our bones to grow stronger and more, help our bones to grow more stronger, and larger. Milk helps keep a healthy blood pressure. It also makes our skin grow. Buckets. On the get-go, we supply our neighbors with our fresh and unpasteurized milk. We then plan to go on and start supplying bucket places around Kampala. But we would like to maintain supplier of the main dairy producing companies such as Jessa and Fresh Dairy. Expenses are obtained in the country. Our wholesale cow is the best in the business. We plan to acquire 5 of these cows to start. One of them usually about $1,000, which is approximately 3.5 million Uganda shillings. So 5 of them is going to cost us $5,000, which is approximately 17.5 million Uganda shillings. We later plan to steadily increase the number of cattle as the business grows. Workforce. We will need specialized people to carry out the milking and cut production time in shows. We have a team of 3 short guys. We have teamed up with Vet Uganda to ensure that all the cows are cared for completely regarding health. We will also need people to hire people to look after the cows around the block and feed them and raise them. I would like to hand over the mic to my colleague, Tim.
Morning school, my name is Michael. Quality is expected from the employees. They should be trustworthy. Being trustworthy, we should not leave the workers and the stealing from us. And they also need to be hardworking. They must also love working with their hands. They must feel comfortable working with animals. If men needed to start a business, we need a very large piece of land where the cows can stretch and get enough exercise. We need well-qualified staff team to look after them. We need the milking equipment to increase the rate of production. Housing for the cows. Things needed. Housing shed for 5 cows, milking machine, tomato feed, and so much more. The total cost of this project is 38,393,000 Uganda shillings. And I hope with God's will, the bank investors will be happy to fund this project. I would now like to hand over to my colleague, the manager.
We plan to grow our own feeds because this will cut expenses rather than buying the seeds to large traditional process. And we plan to keep the cows in a best land possible. The methods of treating cows, we have the modern methods and traditional methods. Some of the modern methods are the dipping on cows to protect them from ticks, and immunization to protect them from serious diseases such as foot and mouth disease. And some of the traditional methods are by using herbs, isolating the sick cows from the healthy cows, and by using dry down, which will keep the sensitive out from the cows. Saving our planet. As you know, our planet is one of our most important things. As of right now, we all have to do our part to save our planet. And us as AKT Dairy Farm, we'd like to do our part by using the manure we get from these cows to to produce biogas, which will help power the community and our project plans. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, AKT Diary. According to notes, or I think it has it on as a correction, when you were mentioning the financials, you mentioned how much milk could be expected per day, and you went ahead and quantified it into the money, the revenue. And then you made a statement that imagine taking this every day at home. But I want to correct you that that is revenue or a sale before any other cost. So you're certainly not going to take that money at home.
Thank you for the question. As a correction, I never meant like take it home. I meant you're at home and you have already made 160, which you can then put back into your business.
Just one question. Thanks for the presentation. As much as there is a lot of a market for dairy products, which you mentioned, there's also a lot of supply for dairy products, and lots of farmers who are doing the same thing. My question to you is, what's your unique selling point? What's going to make maybe just, like you say, pick up your product and choose to actually sell it on your behalf maybe, or use it as an input for their production? Or what's going to make me want to buy your milk as opposed to buying milk from someone else who is always providing pretty much the same service?
We talked about the breed of cow and the quality of the milk will be what will attract the investors and also drive for our products.
Wow. Thank you very much, AKT Dairy Farm. Let's take session a short while. Can we be seated a short while? We've had 9 presentations. This is what is going to happen after this. You will have a break of 30 minutes to have your break. And then we will reconvene for the award ceremony that is going to happen in the third. So during this period, you can have your break. The adjudicators are going to be compiling the marks, and then we'll reconvene for the award ceremony. Thank you very much.